I mean, I give you one small thing, one small story. I met my hero, he's no more, and I went to him and he said, Kapil, you want to take a photograph? I said, no, I don't want to waste that much time. I want to talk to you more. When you meet your hero, spend that time. And last, my hero was Nelson Mandela. When I met him, I had a great time, but I didn't have a selfie. I didn't want to show to the world. I want to capture that moment within myself. I think that's very important. Yeah. So I say to all the people who want to take selfie, no, enjoy yourself, love yourself. When you love yourself, you can love the entire world.
Well, I keep it very simple. It's a question that everybody asks me, wherever I go. So to start off on a funny note, I always say, okay, day before the game, I actually sleep in a fridge. So that helps me keep the tournament. But nobody really believes that. So, getting into a more serious answer, what I always felt was, either we are more worried in the past as to what has happened, or we are worried about the future. But the most important thing in life is the present, because past only teaches you what has happened. So you take the learnings out of the past, you try to implement it in the present so that the future takes care of itself. But our life, the modern generation, it is more about the result. And we are so much engrossed into that, we forget the process that needs to be followed to get the result. So what I try to do is I try to keep it very simple. Okay, what are the things that are in my control? I shouldn't be worrying about stuff that's not really in my control. What's the point of worrying something, that I can't do anything about? So I keep it very simple. I never think about the result. It's always about, okay, what is it that I can do to change the result or improve the result? Because that's what is in my control. And the moment you start doing it, your heart rate is more in your control, you're breathing properly, that's a scientific reason. And, it just helps you not to be under constant pressure. And I felt throughout my cricketing career it has really helped me. And whichever sport you play, it really helps you. And, no, it's a very interesting one. Leadership is very different, and how I relate to it is by keeping things very simple. I was just leading a team, so the resources that you have. I've always been a firm believer of, you give the power to an individual, but he needs to be accountable, he needs to be responsible. How do you earn the trust? A lot of people think, whether it's organization or in the society, you don't get respect because of your post. You get the respect, you have to earn the respect. A lot of people talk about, oh, I'll do this, I'll do that, but what really matters is the small things. How you are to, let's say in India, we're talking about India, how you are to the guard in your building and how you are to the owner of the building. It doesn't need to change. In the team environment, I've always tried to understand the individual. There are a few ways to look at it. A lot of people say, okay, this is needed by an individual for the team, this is what he needs to do. I have another way of looking at it. I look at the talent that they have got. I give them responsibility where they'll be much more successful. And in the meantime, I look to groom them in the weakness that they have. So slowly, with right amount of exposure, they mature, and over the years, they become more and more confident about what they can really do in life. So that's something that has really helped me. 2007 was very different. We were much younger side. 2011, the challenges were very different. Till 2011, none of the home teams had ever won a World Cup. So one of the biggest pressure on us was, whether that stats can be deleted from history, saying, okay, it doesn't really matter what has happened in the past. And we were able to do that. Since 2011, if you see, there have been a lot of home teams that have actually won the big World Cups and the ICC tournament. So I feel a lot needs to come from players. There are a lot of contribution from the players' side, and by keeping things very simple, it really helps. I know a lot of in cricket also now you have these statisticians, who come in with a lot of stats, and they just make it much more complex. You keep it simple. You do what you're supposed to do more often than not, you'll get the desired result. If not, you get the learnings out of it, you improve in life.
Very good. think luck is very important, but the hard work is more important than luck. More you work hard, the luck will come on your side. I think it's if somebody said destiny also, you make your own destiny. It was somebody said, हाथ की लकीरें, if I say in Hindi, हाथ की लकीरें बताएंगी कि तुम्हारा what is your future. The person who don't have a hand, he doesn't have a future or what? I think you make your own life. You work hard and then you pick the destiny. But don't leave it to anybody else. Believe in yourself. Self-belief is the biggest thing in sports. I'm not saying the luck doesn't matter, the circumstances at whichever place you are, it doesn't matter. But I think your self-belief is the most important thing in sports, in business, in anything. You have to believe in yourself. Once you believe in yourself, things come so easy.
Well, I think keeping things simple really helps. A lot of times you'll hear me speaking about simplicity, honesty, discipline, but these are the pillars, which really make yourself a strong character. And ultimately it's the observation. There's a famous saying, you learn from your mistakes, but in modern day world, I don't need to commit a mistake to learn. I can be sitting next to you, you commit a mistake, I can learn. So, keeping it that simple helps. It's the awareness that really matters. And in the long run, if you're aware of a lot of things, if the awareness is good, you end up having a lot of data in your head. Modern world is all about data. So if you are in difficult situations, more often than not, you learn, you keep moving. So tomorrow when you're in a similar situation, you don't repeat the same mistake. That doesn't mean I'm saying you commit a new mistake, but ultimately, we all honestly try at that point of time to see as to what is the best decision that can be made.